Today we are doing a video on tractor operation and irrigation controllers because Scott is leaving today. He's coming back one more time next Sunday, and he will be possibly around in between by special request. But okay, Scott, speak up a little bit and tell us how you operate the Kubota. You got the key.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is the key to the Kubota. It's in the top drawer, directly left of the fridge in the tack room, and key goes over here in the ignition like so. Before I start or talk about how I started, I want to show a couple pedals. This pedal here on the left side is the clutch. The clutch is only required during startup. You just push it in all the way. There's no changing gears, so it's all about just the startup. On the right side, I don't know if you can see over here, past my left foot. Try to tuck it back.
I'm gonna move the camera to the right side. By the way, this is the only part that we have for the Kubota. I forget what it's called, scraper box or something, but I am in the market to get a backhoe.
Yeah.
They're just extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So over here we have, this is the brake. The brake release as well, and right here is the accelerator to go forward. To release the brake, what we do is to go like that, and it pops up. This lever right here.
What pops up?
The whole brake. So it'll stay down if you push it like that.
Okay.
But when you release, you're releasing the parking brake.
Okay.
The parking brake is this orange tab.
Wait.
Here. Yeah.
Wait. Okay, show it. Wait, let me get. Okay, yeah.
So this one, the orange tab on the right, is the parking brake. To engage it, you push in on the brake.
Yeah.
And you push down on the parking brake.
Okay.
And that tab will stay down.
Okay.
And when I say release, this is what gets released up, is the orange.
Okay, and how do you release it? On the right-hand side, push down, and it releases. Okay, you see the tab release.
So I'm gonna
okay.
just engage it.
Okay.
If you come around to here, there's a back. So there's no gears. This is a hydraulic transmission, which means the fluids just go back and forth, so there's no fear or danger of grinding gears. So the forward pedal is right here, is this one right here, which I right below the brake. But the reverse pedal to go back is actually right here.
With your heel.
With your heel.
Well, that makes sense. It's logical, huh?
Yeah. So there's no. I only use the brake to engage the parking brake. The tractor itself will stop once you release the either pedal, and it transfers very fluidly because it's fluid transmission.
Yeah.
Back and forth without grinding gears, and is very smooth.
Okay.
So that's
wait. Just an aside. This morning on RFD TV, there happened to be a thing about safety on the farm, and a lot of accidents happen because people don't have that roof that I'm looking at right now.
It is.
Yeah, if there's a rollover, that can be a lifesaver. Okay, go ahead.
A few other things, there is a seatbelt that you should always wear because you do not want to fall out of this, especially if it does turn over. This is the bucket control. It's inverted in the sense that when you push up, it goes down.
Okay.
It's kind of like an airplane joystick, if you can think about it like that. You pull down, it goes up.
Okay.
So you're pulling up, pushing down.
Yeah, that's a little bit hard to remember.
The other one is the actual bucket, dropping it and curling it. And how I remember it is when you pull in, you're curling up. You're curling up when you go like this, and you're dumping out.
Okay, when you go out.
In,
okay.
Dump out.
Okay.
So those are the basics. There is a throttle, like a speed gauge right here. There is a turtle and or rabbit in the hare, or I guess turtle in the hare, tortoise in the hare. To show speed, rabbit is faster, tortoise is slower, but right now it's at a position where you should never have to change it. The other things I don't use, or you don't need to use, and yeah, the main safety concerns is definitely don't drive with the bucket high in the air because it's a top-heavy vehicle, and you definitely don't want to roll it because you're in it and it's a heavy machine. So when you're traveling, always travel with the bucket slightly raised because you definitely don't want to scrape and you need to have clearance when you're going around. But if you are in a tight situation between gates or even in the manure bins, you can easily raise the bucket as high as you need to and slowly move out so you can maneuver the small corridors and whatnot if you have to go back to HVC 2 East. So those are the basics.
How about the gas thing?
Oh yeah, gas, and I do want to talk about the bucket actually. One more thing about starting. To actually start, when you stick it in the ignition, there's one click, and then there's a second click. You want to come over here, I need to show these lights. Turn this up a bit. They're going to pop up right here.
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay, so when you turn it, you put it in. First click, you get those two lights. Second click,
3 lights.
the third light. When you see the third light, wait for 3 seconds. It is charging the ignition. So I'm just giving the battery a little start. I don't think it's battery, the actual ignition. So when you actually turn it on, I'm going to turn it on for once, and we're going to turn it off.
Okay, he did his left foot down when he was turning the key, huh?
Yeah, because that's the clutch.
Okay, because that's the clutch.
There is, there is a backwards pedal on this side if you want to go 2 feet, but I believe for safety and
Should I point to it again?
here, these are the same,
Yeah.
but I would only use these two because it's 1 foot, it's a mindset.
Yeah.
Where you're not instinctually.
Okay, all right, good.
Bucket wise, you can see that it's pretty clean. There are little bits of dirt here for manure. Key is to wash before you park it, is to angle the bucket down and spray it out with the hose. Get the sides and stuff. You just want to make sure it's not sitting in its own self. This is pretty important right here. This is a very helpful tool. It's called the level indicator. The level indicator is parallel with the bottom part of the bucket. So when you're up there and you can see this and it's level, then you're level with the ground, which is good when you're trying to scrape the bottom and trying to get the stuff off the ground. Things also to be important is you do not want to push the bucket down far where it starts to hike the Kubota actually up and off the front wheels and it's only on the back wheels. When it's safe to get a firm scrape going on the ground, so you can slightly angle the level indicator slightly more down so it's more scrape. But if you do not want to drive the front wheels off the ground, because if you can do it and you will not be able to turn, you'll just go straight, and if you need to turn, you can't do it. So be careful when you're using the controller, and my advice for actually using it is go slow in the beginning, be careful of your surroundings. When you drive a car, you don't have a bucket that can change height and change actual distance when it's coming out, so be careful of it. It's all, hit your angles straight, go in and out when you need to, and just you'll eventually, with practice, you'll get your controls down with the control indicator, and you can actually start doing curling while going up, and you can start finding a technique that works best for you when you need to move the manure or turn it.
Go get the yellow container.
Oh, yeah.
That's the diesel, I think.
Yeah.
This is a diesel tractor.
It is the only diesel vehicle we have on premise.
Only diesel vehicle we have on premise.
I filled up a little bit yesterday. I'll fill it up a little more now to show. The gas tank's right here. I want to make sure nothing's around it, really. So this is a nice, I'll show this really quick up close, but this is a nice little mechanism here where it shoots down, and that's how it pours.
What mechanism?
So I'm going to hook this lip right here onto the ring container.
And what were you pushing down just now?
Yeah, so the weight of the...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That will open it so you can pour it.
Yeah, there's no need to unscrew anything to pull out a nozzle or unscrew an air valve. It's all right here, which is nice.
Okay, it looks like we only have about 1/8 of a diesel. How long do you expect that to last for just handling the compost? With a full
I
tank?
just filled it up yesterday.
Yeah.
So with that plus this, I'd say at least another month probably.
Another month, okay.
I mean, it depends on usage. So as you can see, nothing pours out when I'm pouring like this.
Yeah.
So when I latch on and I press down, you can hear it starting to flow.
Uh-huh. How can you tell if it's full?
It comes up to the top or close to
You
the
can
top.
see it, but it won't stop pouring like it does at a gas station.
Yeah, so you definitely need to make sure of that.
Yeah.
Screw the cap back on, of course. So if you need to ever pop the hood to check oil, there's this metal latch right here, and you just turn it and you pull it.
And how do you check oil?
Hold on one second. There we go.
There's a prop stick there, okay.
The oil, I believe.
And do you need a paper towel or something?
Yeah. Yeah, you need a paper towel to wipe it off.
Go get a paper towel.
Just want to make sure. Yeah.
We always have paper towels. Try to always have paper towels in the tack room. And do we have paper towel holder there too?
Yep. Right.
Yeah, right there over the breezeway workbench. And then we have paper towels in the metal toilet shed too, usually.
There are like a monthly, not monthly, sorry. There's an hour gauge on here that clocks how many hours the machine has been working.
Yeah.
It needs to be serviced every 50 hours.
Okay.
Right now it's at 231. Yeah, 231 hours.
And we last serviced it when?
200, I believe.
We need to keep track of that online, do we?
No.
How do you know it was 200?
Because I started driving it after 200, and that was what's standing, Kyle.
See, that's verbal. It's got to be recorded. Would you please start a online spreadsheet for tractor service, operation, and problems, okay?
Yeah.
And invite me to it, invite Everett to it, invite Stan to it,
Yeah.
okay?
So I'm about to check the oil really quick.
So you wipe off the old oil line, stick it in, and
We are, right now, we are below full but above the point of
yeah, okay.
needing oil.
We
So-
once had a helper in Woodside drive a tractor without oil altogether and ruined it. Cost us $1,000 to fix it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do I replace the shavings in the chicken pen, or where do I get new?
Weren't there new shavings in the closet behind?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Got it.
So, that is the Kubota. I
Okay.
don't think there's any.
Okay, how about the pressure washer? I see that behind there. Should we talk about it for a minute? Have you done pressure washing?
That guy over there?
Yeah. I'm gonna-
I haven't used this, but probably figure it out.
We often use the pressure washer, especially for fences. Make sure you put this diesel back before it gets
Yeah.
trampled.
I mean, I could try to figure it out. I probably won't record it, but.
Are there instructions on it?
Yeah.
Let me just get up close.
There's 8 easy steps to operate unit. I'm gonna throw this away and put the diesel back.
Okay. All right. You can't get close enough to read it now, but it's on the front. It's a 2650 PSI 2.6 GPM Karcher. Karcher. Okay. So we're not going to turn it on or anything now because Scott has never done it, but I guess most anybody can read the instructions. And is it gas?
I believe so. I don't think it's a gas oil mixture.
Is it gas or gas oil? So can you quickly skim the instructions and see what it says?
Yeah. Add. Check/add engine oil and gas.
Oh, it says add engine oil?
So I think it's not a mixture, it's separate.
Oh,
Yeah, it's definitely a separate
Okay, can you turn it this way?
So there's the gas. There's the oil check, I believe. Where's the oil actual?
Honda, what is it, GC190 6.0? Okay, what are you looking at? You said an aha here?
I believe this is. the oil? Yeah, I believe this is the oil. Yeah.
What do you think that is?
The oil. Yeah.
Uh-huh. How do you fill that?
With probably the funnel and the oil, and just put the funnel in.
How do you know there's oil in there now?
The test is over here, I think. Over here.
Oh, there's an oil stick?
Actually, is that a built-in oil sticky? I mean, yeah. So there's like a stick on there
Yeah.
that has some oil on it. It was halfway.
Okay, so you would wipe it off, stick it in.
Yeah.
Is there a line there that you look to see that you're not below it?
Doesn't look like there's like two indicators, how there usually is, but there was like half oil on here.
Okay.
I'm not exactly positive.
Okay. Don't use any of this equipment unless you've checked oil. Like I said, I think it's my green John Deere was used in Woodside without oil, destroyed it. We had to spend $1,000 to fix it, but it was well worth fixing because of the center mount blade. Okay, so we've done what we're going to do in here, correct?
Yep.
Now we're going to go to the 295 garage that has three of our tractors. Oh, we don't have to keep this battery charged, but the tractors in the 295 garage are all battery, right? So we have them all trickle charging?
Yep.
Okay, all right, so I'm going to turn off the camera and we're going to go to the 295 garage now. Well, we just opened the 295 roll-up door for the garage, and lo and behold, the John Deere is not trickle charged. So, can you start it?
Yeah, I'll try right now. I'll try first.
Sometimes we don't use these tractors for a month or two, and if we don't trickle charge them, they may not start without a jump. Okay, you're pressing down with your left foot, putting the key in. Where was the key?
It was on the seat.
This is on the seat. Describe what you did. I saw you reach for that red lever, or is that some kind of throttle or something?
Yeah, this is the throttle, but I reached for something, this black thing over here.
Oh, let me come around.
Yeah.
At least there's room to come around here. It's not so filled with stuff. I'm not a stuff filler. Okay.
This guy right here.
Oh, yeah.
This is the choke.
Okay.
So when you're starting, sometimes you want to pull the choke out, which kind of chokes the gasoline a little bit and gives it more of just gasoline to start it. So as you heard, I started it, I pulled it out, and then I stopped trying, and I kind of pushed it back in, and I started again, and it started to pick up, and I pulled it out, and then you could start to hear it because it needs air to the gasoline to move, so I started to push it in again, and I pushed it in slowly so that the engine was not suddenly influxed with air, but slowly weaning it into.
You get a feel for that?
Yeah, it's definitely a feel thing. It's more of like sitting here and feeling like the vibrations and also listening.
Can you flood it so that then you can't start it if you don't do it right?
No, you can't. You can't do anything with the choke that will permanently or temporarily damage or
Okay.
impair your ability to start it.
Okay.
Um,
Under your left foot is a blade. It
Yeah.
looks like nothingness. Let's see if I can you point to it, the blade?
yeah, right here.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy.
That is a center mount blade, and it is a tremendous tool to flatten things out. And we used to use it in Woodside all the time. Now that we have the Kubota, we don't need it as much, but I love that tool, and that's why we fixed this John Deere, even though it cost $1,000, or I think maybe even $2,000, after somebody drove it without a oil in it. Yeah.
To control that mount, the center blade mount is this guy right here.
Okay.
It's the same technique of inverted, so
Oh.
down is up,
Okay.
is down. And,
Okay.
Yeah, there's a throttle on this side.
Wait. What are you doing?
Sorry, there's something in my shoe that really hurt.
Okay.
I'll get it later. But so this is the throttle, and it's go, and when you let go, it's brake.
Oh.
So there's no brake. It's
Oh.
just
Let go of
yeah. So pretty much you're on
the go
brake.
pedal.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the basics of this guy that you need to know.
Okay.
But it's definitely this is probably the least used one that we use.
Right, because you know why? Because we have the Kubota. Otherwise, we would use it, and if I need to take something like to Tahoe or something, maybe we'll consider that. Now, can you please, under camera, trickle chart? Show us what you need to do.
Under perjury of
Okay, wait a minute. So,
the trickle charger's here. It's plugged in. One thing you can tell, which is I like about this, is the light's on, so you know there's a current. You can unplug it. The light will go off. The light goes off. You can plug this back in to here. Sorry, I mean.
so you unplug it first to start it, to attach it.
This is. You don't have to do it every time. This is me just showing.
Okay, let me come the other side. Now, this is an extremely important step, because if you do it wrong, you can destroy it, right?
Yep. So.
And somebody once did it wrong in one of our ranch vehicles and destroyed the radio.
Yeah.
Okay, a Toyota we used to have. Okay,
So it's color coded. There's usually always a red. Red goes to red.
yeah,
Green, black. Green goes to black.
okay,
So black to black. So as you can tell from here, this is not plugged in. Right now we're not trickle charging.
yeah,
When I connect that, this light comes on.
Yeah.
We're not plugged in, we're not trickle charging. This means that the battery has a current and is alive.
Okay.
So that's a good sign.
yeah,
So when we go, now we can go back, put in the trickle charger. We know that the battery was alive and now is getting more fuel. The trickle charge is not a battery charger in the sense that it can't restart a battery again. You need to, Everett has a compressor sort of battery that can actually charge a empty battery. This is to actually keep a full battery full. So,
okay.
Yeah. But
Can't hurt it to
yeah,
keep it on.
exactly. It's,
Even if it fills, it can hurt to keep the trickle charger on.
It makes more sense to keep it on and off.
Okay, next, this is our mower with a catcher.
Yep. Mower with catcher. So the battery's over here under the seat.
Wait, let me try to come in.
So
Let me see.
yeah.
Okay,
So I'm gonna take the trickle charge out.
and you don't have to unplug it to do it.
And what I showed you over there is not necessarily what you have to do every time. It's just to make sure that the battery has life.
Okay, so he didn't unplug it from the electrical current, he just took those carefully off where they were.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I didn't mention on that one is you don't want to touch these together.
Okay,
It's not fatal, but it's not good for
Okay,
actual
all right.
connectors, and it's not good. Yeah, just not good. So keep those separate. So I'll show the catcher first, because there are a few things on here.
the catcher's important because you cannot, for horses, you can't leave a bunch of grass leavings, it's deadly.
So these guys come out, like that. The handles, they have a nice handle on the bottom so you can turn it upside down.
And dump it into the yard waste bin, or sometimes we take it to the chicken yard, yeah?
So
Because they can eat those leavings.
if you come over to this way, a little bit over here, this is the tube that goes in, and when you're actually mowing, this is where how all the grass goes and gets sucked in. When you see this red guy, he doesn't have to be like flowing like that for it to be working, but he should be like moving in a bit.
Then what does that mean?
It means that the air is actually moving. So if
Okay.
that's not happening, slash you can be driving and you could be mowing and it's wet. Say,
Yeah.
like even when we turn off the irrigation, it's still wet.
Yeah.
Because of morning dew, and it can clog. Grass is very sticky when it's wet.
Yeah.
And it can clog really easily.
Yeah.
So this actually gets clogged. This giant 6-inch diameter. So what I did here, or what we do here, is we take off this rubber thing
Okay.
on that bolt, push this back,
Okay.
and then usually it's clogged right here.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit here, and you can take out a
You
catcher.
just pull it out with your hand?
Yep.
Okay.
I just take one of the catchers, and
Yeah.
I bring it here, and I grab all the way down and scrape up.
Yeah. What do you mean, one of the catchers? Oh, one of the bags in here?
The
Yeah.
baggers, and I pull it right here. And
Okay.
Sometimes if it's here, but so that's to clear it, because you can actually, let's guess it's stalling, but you could be like mowing and all of a sudden you just stop and you're like, what? But that's because there's not enough
Air.
air running through, so it choked. So I'm gonna put, once you're done, you put it back, you line up the knob with the entrance point
Okay.
there, and take the rubber over the bolt.
Is that bolt something we added, or, yeah?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think Kyle did, but
Okay.
so that's how
Okay, and we've got chains on the
track-
back wheels.
Actually, never mind. We did this all once. I remember, to try to get the center mount pull. I believe we never went through with it, but I'm not going to show the disconnection of this.
What does that mean? What are you trying to say?
I was just saying we did something once, I remember, and it was a big thing where Everett and I were trying to like take it apart, but we eventually scratched the whole plan, so I was not.
Why were you going to take it apart?
I think we were going to drag something behind it. We were trying to take off the catcher and everything.
Oh, I see. You don't want to take it off because it's a pain in the neck. Like
Yeah.
here, the John Deere, you easily can
Yeah. Well, I think-
pull something
I
with
think what
it.
happened was that the John Deere was out of commission. It was.
And what else is new? Yeah.
And so we decided to try to go forward with this, but then
Yeah.
it might have been something where we just thought it was easier to do by hand or something. That's really
Right. You know, when I say use one of the small tractors, I always add if they start.
Yeah.
Now start that one,
Yeah.
and then put the trickle charger back on. Can you start it with the trickle charger on? Is that a bad idea?
Yeah. I mean, this one is. I mean, you probably shouldn't. It'll probably blow the
Okay.
trickle.
Okay.
So this guy, when I get in, sit down. This guy, he has one pedal only.
Okay.
One pedal.
On your left side?
Yep. The
Okay.
pedal is the clutch, is the brake. Yeah. So it works differently in the sense that you're not pushing a pedal to go, you're pushing a pedal to stop or change gears.
Oh.
When you let go, then you go. So when you let go, you have to like ease off the pedal.
And what happens when you let go? It stops or goes?
When you let go, it goes.
It goes.
So
Okay.
the key is in the ignition. The mower is probably the most reliable thing we have. I haven't had trouble starting it in a while.
Should I come over there, or where should I be to show how you start it?
I'll come right here. I want to show.
Okay.
These guys, these gears over here.
Although this moving of the camera is a little bit difficult for me because of my legs, but okay.
So.
Wait, I better come in the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
All the way around to the right front.
So right here, you can see reverse, neutral, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, let me zoom in on that. Point to it again.
Yeah, reverse, neutral, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay,
And you can keep it zoomed in. I'm going to talk about this for a little bit.
okay.
So right now it's in neutral. Neutral is where you need to be.
It's a little dark. Is there anything you can do here?
I can move it out a bit.
Nah, ain't worth it, but okay, there's nothing you can do to the camera.
Maybe I can just move my leg more. Maybe. Is that better?
Huh?
Is that better? I can move my
No, it's something about the shadows. Maybe it's better. Okay, let's go.
So how it works, if there's 6 gears for different speeds, you do not have to go in sequential order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get to 6. It is basically all you do is when you put your foot in the clutch, you can move to 1, 2, 3, and when you put the foot in the clutch, you're going to stop. It's your brake and everything. So
I want to show the clutch here. You're pushing down on the clutch.
So here I push down. I'm going to change my gears. And the thing is that when you start to release, the more you release, the more you're going to go. It's the same distance for every gear, but each gear has different speeds. So when you start, say you want to start in gear 6, if you just let go very quickly, you'll go. You'll
jerk back, yeah.
Yeah, because there's so much force.
Okay.
Just trying to get off.
Does it hurt anything, you or the machine, if you do that?
No, it's not safe because if you are in like a tight spot in the pasture and you're trying to turn, first of all, you wouldn't be going 6 in the pasture.
Yeah.
6 is more travel speed.
Okay.
But though they say that you should be gear 3 or above when you actually mow.
Okay.
When you're actually mowing, not when you're traveling.
Okay.
But the thing is, like, you want to be careful releasing the foot because you slowly want to start to go. You don't want to suddenly get lurched forward.
Okay.
To engage the mower, it's this knob right here by your right knee, or my right knee right now.
Yeah.
And you just throw it up.
Throw it up, okay.
Throw it up, and throw it back down.
You had to press the clutch thingy?
Usually, I mean, the clutch is going to be in because you're going to be not moving.
Yeah.
So yes, you do have a clutch when you do it. And right now, since it's not, the car is not, or the mower's not on, it's kind of harder. But,
Okay, can you turn it on?
Yeah.
Sam's here now, she's watching.
Yeah.
We already turned this one on, but it's on video, so if you ever have to use it, we've got, video. Okay.
Before I do that, about this, you want to do it quickly. You don't want to go slowly through it. The reason Shalea that one time had the mower is because she was going closer. I mean, she was being cautious, so I applaud her for that.
Yeah.
But she was going up to it, and the engine's restarting with the mower now. So we want to do a quick motion. She was going kind of slow, and it would start to like die.
Sputter, yeah.
Sputter because it was trying to switch and it was slowing down. So when I'm going to do it, and you'll see.
Okay.
You can do it really
all right. Okay, did you wait 3 seconds or something? No?
This one doesn't have that charge.
Okay.
The other thing that there is on here that that was my bad. It should be in neutral when you start it.
Oh, where was it?
It was on 3 or 4.
What does that mean?
It means if I let go of this foot.
Oh, you would have moved. Whoa, right through the wall.
Today would have been my last day. I would have had a lot more work to do.
Okay.
So that's the thing. The things you need to be careful about when you're driving this are the gates when you are, or the posts when you are actually driving in the pastures, because you're trying to get as close as you can when you turn. This actually turns a lot better left. It turns very sharp left. Turn a sharp right. That's as far as it goes right. The left one almost goes. If you're going too fast, they're almost at this point perpendicular.
Yeah.
When you go, and especially on grass, you're just going to slide.
Yeah.
Which is very bad for the axle. So that's one thing you need to be cautious of, is not overturning on the left side and just starting, because then you're not turning. It's the same thing as the Kubota. You're not the wheels aren't on the ground. So you're going forward when you think you're turning.
Yeah.
Same thing with this. You can be turning. Look, I need to turn left, but you're turning too far left that the force that's pushing you with the rear tires
Uh-huh.
can't. No, there's just too much to go that way, so it just pushes forward.
Okay, sounds like conscious work on horses.
Exactly. It's something you're going to be very careful about it, because if you do hit a post, you have to dig it out.
Yeah.
It's another 5 hours that you have to do that day because the horses are there.
Yeah.
So it's definitely incentive to be careful.
Okay, can you show on camera now how you trickle charge it?
Yeah. One other thing quickly before I do that. This right here raises and lowers the mower.
The mower, yeah.
Yeah. We keep it on the high one because if we put it too low, it clogs up exponentially more.
Okay.
Because it gets lower quick.
Okay. All right.
So that's everything. The trickle charge. Seat goes back.
Okay, let me come closer.
I'll do it from that side so you can stand right there.
Okay.
So the seat comes up. The plastic comes up. I'm gonna grab the charger first.
And it's plugged in.
Yeah, so it's plugged in.
So you just have to be really careful where you put the red and the black.
Yep. So again, there's a red wire, red to red. You know, you have to make sure they're touching metal and not the
rubber or vinyl or whatever, the hose.
Yeah. So that's why I kind of showed when I unplugged it, is that I had the wires on properly, so the charger would go back. But.
Okay, now is there a red light on that trickle charger? Yep.
Yep.
So we know it's trickle charging.
Yeah, we know there's a current from one.
Okay,
So.
all right. The final one is the Boland's, which is over 60 years old.
Yeah, Boland's is. Okay, so trickle charger, I'm going to remove it.
And it has a rototiller on it right now, but it does have some other parts so that we can use instead of the tiller.
Yep.
Okay?
So you got to close the hood. There's two little nuts on either side that you need to just make sure they get over. Get on. This guy is accelerator and reverse pedal in the same.
That's only forward motion?
And backwards. So.
Oh, forward and backward.
Backwards.
Okay. Is there a brake?
It's kind of the backwards.
So what happens if you're going pretty fast and then all of a sudden you go backwards?
It's not like you're not grinding gears. I don't know if this is actually a fluid transmission, but I know it's made so you can go, and then you can, if you need to stop, you can go backwards.
Okay.
So there's over here. There's a park, a neutral, and a drive.
Oh, and that's tricky.
Yeah.
If you get stalled and it's in the wrong park, neutral, or drive, you're in trouble. I remember that from years back. So what happens?
So you want to be in park when you start it. I remember one problem I had is I couldn't start it, but it wasn't in park.
And somebody stopped it without putting it in park.
Yeah. So you can change it when it's off. So right now I'm in drive.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to start it right now. So
Yeah.
I need to start it back there.
Do you just push back hard, or did you have to go around a corner there when you
I
push?
just push back hard.
Okay.
Corner.
All right.
The lever for this guy.
The tiller.
Yeah. Is right here. This red knob.
Okay, to the left of the steering wheel base. Okay.
Yeah. Down is up. Up is down. Same.
Down is up. It's the reverse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Why do you suppose they do that?
I think all I can think of is I just like airplane, like joysticks. You know, you're like to go up. You're not doing this. You're like. I don't know. Going down.
Okay, because my throttle, my little lever for moving my motor cowl, I don't have to think, because I know if I turn it in the direction to west, if I flip to the west, the motor cow's going to go to the west. If I had to think every time, I'd be frustrated.
No, yeah. I mean, eventually, it's definitely second nature, and you just know.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially using the Kubota a bunch, I just know that how it works.
Okay.
So here's the throttle. Which I'm going to pull out a little bit once I get started. And here's the choke. Similar thing to the John Deere. Yeah.
Okay, you're going to start it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a pedal here on the left.
Wait, let me come there.
Is this the
Okay.
I want to to say that this isn't a clutch because I don't remember using it, but I'm going to try it.
That doesn't sound good.
Hold on.
What'd you do?
I'm playing with the throttle and choke right now. I'm trying to find the sweet spot.
We're not gonna drive it right now because I've got that interview.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanna capture this stuff, and I wanna do irrigation before we
Okay.
do. So
Yeah.
the point of today is to at least document these tractors, and I know you don't learn really until you do.
Right.
But Scott is graciously coming back next Sunday, because we can't go to Tahoe. The condo I was gonna use, my daughter's condo got rented. So we're gonna go in September, but, so he has the day that he could come here.
I'm not gonna be here next Sunday.
Okay, you're not gonna be here, okay.
Yeah.
That's, okay, so the thing is, if you have any questions, if we have to use any of these, what are we gonna do? You gonna be around?
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's like a 24-hour notice, I can probably squeeze something in for like an hour or two to come in. If I'm like still in Santa Cruz. There are days I'll be in San Francisco, but as long as you email me, we can definitely probably figure something out.
Okay.
Okay.
And I already know how to use this.
The mower.
And the Kubota.
Yeah, except that you said you only did it once, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be able to do it after just watching it done once, but maybe having done it if you have experience. And how was Sarah on the Kubota yesterday?
She's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it just takes practice, like getting familiar with how the bucket works and how to like it.
Did she move the manure or did you? She did?
Both. I did. I showed her the technique that I use and I had her do the rest.
Okay, all right, let's trickle charge. And then we're gonna do irrigation, starting with this 295 cabin irrigation controller.
Okay, so we're gonna do it by the types of controller, right? Or do you want to do? Because we can go to the spreadsheet and you can find where each one is, but there's only.
No, we're just gonna go to each controller and you're gonna show what you do to
Controller?
change things, yeah.
Okay. I mean, because like what I'm getting at is that we just have different kinds of controllers.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I mean.
And it's quite complicated how to do the irrigation, and that's why we have an online spreadsheet. So far, based on the graphs I see, we're doing good. You know, we've gotten rid of all branches that are in the way. We've got the timing of the controllers pretty good. We aren't getting puddles. Did you
That's trickle charged, yeah.
trickle charged? Okay. So,
I'm gonna open this garage so we have light open.
okay. This is the 295 garage controller on the east side. And our irrigation spreadsheet explains what it controls, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It controls the toilet corral and the 295 backyard.
Okay.
Only two on this one. So, on this design of valve controller, right now it's just one circle with a bunch of options. Right now it's on run, and run tells you the exact time that it is right now,
Okay.
which is 12:57. And so there's off, which just the whole system's off right there. To set the time and date of, like currently, there's a time and date option, and you can go using these three buttons. There's a minus, a plus, and a next arrow, which means enter. You can decide what you need to do. So today's 6:30, or June 30th. It's 12:57.
You're not changing anything, you're just showing us what it is.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to change anything, everything's working pretty good.
Yeah.
But, you know, Everett knows this stuff, so even if Scott's not around, if Everett's here on Tuesdays and Fridays, we
And it
can.
kind of just works like an alarm clock so
Yeah.
far.
So there's a start time right here. And so the start time is 2 p.m. and it's just, it's flashing. So it's just going to be, that's when the time is going to start. The valve runtime. So there's different valves right here on the side. I don't know if you can see it, but there's valves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the top there's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So right now it's on valve runtime 1. I know that this valve doesn't have a number 1 valve, so it's off. We're going to the next one, which is valve 2, which is 25 minutes. So the next one is 10. And then there's no 4.
And do we know on the spreadsheet what valves 1 and 2 cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just know that.
Or 3?
Yeah. I just
whatever.
know right now from experience. But so those times are set correctly. The watering days. So now it's set to every day. So if we wanted to change it, you can hit minus. Next. Minus.
Yeah, don't change anything, are you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just did, but we're going.
You're gonna put it back?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's all there. It's on every day. There's options to do odd days and even days.
And this is dynamic because it depends on the weather, the time of year.
Yeah. Then there's a manual program cycle, which I don't ever use. And then there's manual valve, which manual valve is if you need to run a system. So if I wanted to run something right now, could run down to valve 2, push in for 1 minute, and go to run. And we should hear momentarily some sprinklers.
What do we think is going on? It takes us sometimes a delay.
Yeah, this one definitely did, yeah.
Oh, we heard a little thing. Okay, so that's like the toilet corral, we call it. Yeah, the north corral. Okay.
So this is like when you're testing with someone. One person's here, one person's out there.
Yeah.
You're using the mics. You're setting it for 1 or 2 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And you turn it off. Turn it off. 3, 2, 1, 4, 5. 6.
Okay. We can still hear it in my rear right. Oh yeah, and I saw the trickle go away.
So
okay.
that's off. So that's how this one works. Remember to set it up run again.
Set it up right on run again.
Yep.
And we're sure we've got it the way it was. Because I loved walking by it a few minutes ago and seeing no dry spots.
No, yeah.
Except for right there under that in gate that we bring the horses in, but that's okay.
I think that's from a lot of just traffic.
Yeah, so it's okay.
So sure.
All right.
But yeah, so that's how this is done.
And the next one we go to.
We can hit the carrot corridor or the carrot 295 soaker hoses.
Okay. The carrot 295 soaker
Yeah,
hoses. Oh yeah, where is that?
Right here next to the toilet.
Go for it. Okay.
Those are for even me. I read the instructions every time.
Yeah.
Because they're on there.
Yeah.
And it's like by beeps, but I'll show you.
Okay. And you're going to close the garage doors. You want to carry this so I can watch where I'm walking. Carry it, leave it on, and walk over to wherever Scott is saying we need to go. And we're closing the garage door. Now the east one is on automatic, but this one we have not on automatic.
We usually leave it open when we do.
Yeah, right. Okay. But both can be on automatic. Okay, now we're going to.
We're going over here. So we'll walk past this path right here.
I really have to watch where I walk.
No, yeah, I was just about to tell you that this place is living.
You can squish it.
Yeah. That looks great. Very nice. So here are the soaker hoses. It's called 3 easy programming steps. How you review for this is you press the review button and you're listening to beeps. It says you will hear in this order 2 beeps, and then after those 2 beeps, 1 beep for each hour until next on. And then so you count after beeps. So we'll do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 19 or 20?
19, I think.
So in 19 hours, which will be 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
This will run.
Okay.
There's other beeps going on here. So this one
So they give you the beeps that you need to listen for. There's ones for every 15 minutes of watering time, each day repeated, and then it'll tell you the next time it's gonna run, how many days until the next time it'll run. So if we go, this one runs at 7 today. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.
Yeah.
Then 1, 15 minutes. 1 every day. Next time it's gonna run tomorrow.
You hearing that with the beeps?
Yeah.
Are you getting this?
It's
Oh, must I read the very?
Yeah, okay.
it's only because I've done it so many times now. But they come in between 2 beeps. But like I said, the instructions are here. To set it, if you need to reset something, like Laura and I came out here the other day, and it turned out that one of the timers was set to the time interval. It was set to like an hour and 15 minutes of soaker hose watering.
That's why it was so wet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I listened to it and it was like, when I counted like those 20, it was like for the watering time. I was like,
Yeah.
ugh. So what I did is if you hold down both the review and the on-off button, if you hold them together for 3 seconds, it clears everything.
Uh-huh.
And then to set it, you just hit these buttons and pretty much it will start. There's like a 1 hour delay start button. So it's 1 o'clock now. If I hit it 6 times, it'll start at 7. It'll start an hour from that moment, every button you push. Same with the watering time. It's in 15-minute intervals. So you just hit it once, it'll water for 15 minutes. And then the repeat days, just hit 1 and it will repeat every day.
Okay.
But yeah, again, like I said, you'll get that from the instructions. Everything's right there.
Okay, the only other kind of sprinkler controller we have is this Gilmore, and we think this one is broken because it doesn't seem to turn off, so I'm going to have Everett decide whether we should try to fix it or just discard
I'm
it.
gonna just move this so you can.
Yeah, just so that we can know. It's not connected to anything now. What do you do with that one?
This one, you attach to this, to right here, and it's how it goes here. This was a little more complicated for me. You can turn it on here. It says 1254.
This is battery operated, that one.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This one kind of goes on and off. And so, like watering, I think. See, I got this one for me. I had a lot of trouble figuring it out. It's not so intuitive in design instructions.
It's not intuitive, says Scott. But it is battery operated, not beep operated.
Oh yeah, that which helps.
But you have to make sure the battery is working.
This one would take too long for me to explain.
Okay.
To be worthwhile, really, because.
But are we sure that it was set right and it was just not closing when it was supposed to?
Yeah, it was just it would actually open and close at its own leisure.
Okay, all right. So we bought this from ProBuild. We'll see if they'll stand by it because we don't think there was any reason for it to malfunction. I'm not sure how much they are, but we will investigate that. Okay, now the next one is where?
We can go to the well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the well. And then at the very end, you'll go to HVD.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not going there. It's
Okay.
too long of a walk for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we going? Okay. So a lot of what?
Water tub.
Are you allergic? Wait,
I'm a dangerous man.
like to live life on the edge. What happens if you get stung?
I only have like one. I've had like localized things where like my hands, I got stung here because I went through my hair and there was a bee in my hair, and my hand turned into a club. Like I couldn't close it. It was just fat. And then, do I want to show you? This one. Sonia, actually, this one just logistically is hard to get to.
Now I am.
So, we are at the 301 well, or HVC well. This type of valve controller or programmer is probably my favorite and the most intuitive. How it works is you slide this guy over to run or manual. The center is set programs, and then there's just an off switch. So if you want to set the programs, set it to the center. The current time is 12:54. There's a 30-minute at the first valve, second 34. Each one has its own thing. You can change the times just by going there and doing up and down. You can then go to days, individual days, and set them off, and then you can set the start times down here. There's 3 different start times you can set, but we only have it running once. And then you just go back up there, and make sure you go back to run or manual, and you can do it. Semi-auto is a button where if you are messing with stuff and you want it to run, and then you want it to run now, but you want it to run on the schedule later, you can hit semi-auto. And then, yeah, that's pretty much this one. Again, there's instructions all right here in the door. But this one is the most intuitive and is like, oh, the valves, 1, 2, 3, 4, the days, and just plus minus.
And the most important, because it keeps all of these corrals green.
Yeah, this is the one that controls 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. And
Yeah,
then
4 and 5, right.
down there.
Okay, so, and you have to do it so that they don't overlap, otherwise you don't get the right water pressure. Is it
Yeah.
still on?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now, the remaining one is, oh no, here.
No, there's a couple.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, is that there's more valves than there are different kinds of programs.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
I
let's
was
walk over to the couple here.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna walk over to HVD.
Here is the HVC 4 wall sprinkler. It's right there. There's the pastures and everything. Right here, same sort of valve setup, easy thing with the 3 buttons.
Hold it. So you can...
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to get it done. But here are the valves. Review on off, hour, 15 minutes, watering times, intervals. So it's the same kind of thing. All the instructions are there. You're listening to beeps to get what you want. But this just controls this guy, which controls this HVC4 pasture right here. Okay, so this is HVC3 West Corridor, which controls these risers right here, and HVC2 East, both north and south. Here, it's on auto, that means run. Again, it's something where you can set the clock, set the date, start time, which is 3, run time, which is 15 minutes, how often, every day. I don't know what budget is. Off, and then if you need to run it manually, you can say like, just hit enter and manual and it'll run. So, yeah, and then go back to auto, and yeah, this controls that one.
Sweet.
Killing time here.
Yes.
Cool. So this is the Oma shed, behind Oma shed. This controls this area right next to the travel trailer, and it controls some of the backyard perimeter stuff right here. Primarily this lot that we're trying to work on. Auto, that's how it runs. Set time and date for each one. You can see there's 2, all the other valves have this as well, but it's more just one button. This is actually split up into an A side and a B side. We are only worried about the A side because the B side is just another start time, which we don't want to worry about. So the cycle starts at 3:30. Runs, each station runs for 10 minutes, and day of the week it runs every day. Or actually, sorry, not each station runs for 10 minutes. The first station, and then to go to the next one, the next station runs for 5 minutes. You can plus, minus, enter to chill. So that's, now it's on the 3rd one, but there's no 3. There's only 2 here. So put it back to auto. If you need to manual, it, you just hit manual. And it'll say all. You're like, yeah, totally. So these will turn on pretty instantaneously.
I'm really about filming.
I'm about to hit next. I'm going to stop it really quick too. So
Oh,
you see
God.
it starts and then stops. It goes to the next one, and then I stopped it again, and now it's done. So if you need, so you just hit manual and we'll go through everything. So this is the last kind of thing we have. We have one at HVD is like this, and yeah. So this one.
Okay.
Oh my shit.
Got it.
Okay.
The
So
only time I may not be here, and I doubt that I'm going to be able to make that appointment, is when I go to Monterey, and I don't think I'll be able to do that this week. But if I do, I'll CC you that that's the day I won't be here at noon.
okay, sounds good. So on this valve, this controls a lot of the backyard stuff, as well as the sprinklers that are going off right now. How it works, it's similar or exactly the same as the well one. Again, it's more intuitive. You literally just go to set programs in the center, and then go to each valve to set the time, and go to each day to set the day if you need it. And then you can set 3 different start times if you need to, except we only use 1. But make sure to put it back on run or manual, because otherwise it'll just be off. Again, the instructions are here, and it looks like someone left a post-it note with each valve on it. There is an irrigation spreadsheet, and there is one printed out, or there will be one printed out, that has all the corresponding information to each valve number, duration, and how it relates to everyone else, or all the other valves that's on the spreadsheet, and so you can make sure that the start times don't overlap. Because they do run off a well and off the same system, so if there's too many lines grabbing the same water, it's not as powerful. But yeah, that's that one.
There you go.
Okay, so this is the last HVC irrigation valve that we have. It is the same one as the one in the 295 garage, as well as the HVD pasture valve. The HVD east pasture valve is the same as the one in Oma's shed, which were at a couple minutes ago. Again, it is a time and date with a next button where you can see the time and actual dates. Start times, valve run times, watering days, and then on the top. And then the manual valves you can select to run manually. And then there's the off, and then there's the run. And don't worry about the A-B, because we only have an A program, we don't have a B program. So yeah, that's it on this one. The biggest thing is that sometimes when the power goes out, or if there's a power, mainly when the power goes out, sometimes they're battery powered, or when the batteries do die, the time just gets switched off sometimes and resets. So you need to make sure that one thing that you probably should just check once a month, which I kind of do, is make sure all the times are just what they should be.
But wait a minute,
on
okay.
the spreadsheet.
Okay, can you turn the camera this way? Because I have a caveat about that. We keep everything on the online spreadsheet. Every time you check a battery and it's okay or not okay, record it on the online spreadsheet. Because next month you may not be here, probably won't be here. Somebody has to know it was okay last month. Somebody has to check it this month and say okay or no new battery. Are they all 9-volt batteries or what?
I know this one is. I think these kind are. I'm not sure about the other kinds, like what batteries there are, because I go around and I check the start time.
I
is the
think
same.
maybe it says so on the spreadsheet actually,
Yeah.
and if not, it should.
Some are AA. I know that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I read that.
right,
I think like the beep ones are.
Okay, and one more caveat before we turn off the camera now. You see that door to the side yard? I keep that closed nowadays because the little birdies get stuck in here. And my dogs have a little doggy door that I prop open there so they can go in and out when I allow them in the garage. So let's keep that door closed.
Okay.
Rain or shine.
Okay.
Wind or not. Okay, that's it. I'm going to capture this now and be off for my CTV interview, where I have to leave by 2 o'clock. And you'll be working with Scott and then come back later. And you're going to get the carrots.
Yep.
Okay, great. That's it. Thank you, you guys.